Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very, very special segment of AMX today. And today we are looking at FICQ and their very successful combined event, which was the Indian Republic Day and Australia Day on the 26th. And that's become a very, very popular event within the Brisbane multicultural communities. So as you can see from the photos that a lot of dignitaries were present at the event. So Australia Day and Indian Republic Day 2024, a dual celebration. The Federation of Indian Communities of Queensland hosted a dual celebration of India's 75th Republic Day and Australia Day on 26th of January at FICQ in Brisbane. FICQ in Sunnypack has become a very, very popular venue these days for many functions. In line with FIQ's traditions from Australia's First National people, 3 levels of government and community and business leaders celebrated this annual event. Held under the aegis of National Australia Day Council, Brisbane City Council, BCC, Lord Mayor of Brisbane, IDN Srina, this remarkable day was sponsored by Springfield City Group, Southern Cross University, Brisbane City Mahendra, Village Roadshow, Theme Parks and Study Queensland. So lots of very good sponsors there. And of course the ever popular Zain was the master of ceremony for the evening. Executing his role with great skill and confidence, he aptly engaged the distinguished assembly of dignitaries, community figures and the business leaders who were there in attendance, adding to the overall success and ambience of the event. He does do a wonderful job. Celebrations commenced with the traditional lighting of the lamp by distinguished guests, FICQ patron advisors, executive team and the president of member organizations, followed by the acknowledgement of country by Ms. Talatia Wright Morgan. Students of the Sargam Music Academy enthralled those present with the musical renditions of Australian and Indian national anthems. Once again, the Sargam group always does a wonderful job and they're always supporting many community organizations. So various distinguished speakers spoke at length, celebrating the truly multicultural Australia and how the Indian diaspora ensured unity in diversity was the bedrock of the community prosperity and harmony. The celebration involved cultural performances by Indigenous dance by Ms. Talieta Wright Morgan, classical dance and Bharatnatyam dance by Avni, fusion dance by Let's Bollywood dance group, melodious singing by Himadri, didgeridoo playing by Glenn Berry, a foot-tapping dance performance by Tapori dance group, and absorbing interactive activity about India and Australia by the cultural coordinator Ms. Jyoti Amarjot Goraya. The dual celebrations culminated in the vote of thanks delivered by Vice President Mool Chand. The Federation of Indian Communities under the leadership of its current president, Mr. Anup Nanuru, expressed deep gratitude to all the attendees for their ongoing participation in uniting the Indian and Australian communities year after year. The executive team of FICQ, along with the broader Indian and multicultural communities, dedicated immense effort to ensure the resounding success of this story. That media release was presented by Seema Chauhan. So as I mentioned before that it was a very, very wonderful. Let's take a look at some of the glimpses of what actually happened. Some of the speeches, these are only glimpses as I mentioned before. This is not the full video by any means.
Thank you, Anu, for allowing us and all of the political leaders that are here tonight across 3 levels of government. That demonstrates our commitment not only to
people here, the Turrbal to the north, the Yugambeh to the south, the Quandamooka to the east, and in doing so recognise that we are so fortunate to live in a country which is home to the oldest continuous.
I've noticed that the French President is over there at the moment in India celebrating with you, and it's a really important milestone I've mentioned before that India and the Indian independence journey was a critical part of my own political awakening, to see how positive change is possible without violence. But then to see a nation that's come together with a democracy for the past 75 years and achieved so much, and now is the biggest country in the world, the fastest growing country in the world, with one of the fastest growing economies in the world, just achieving remarkable things, is something that is truly inspiring to me. But putting that aside, what's just as inspiring is when I see our local Indian community, because they have that same energy that you see in the Republic of India here in our local community. And this morning, as I always do on Australia Day, we had a citizenship ceremony in City Hall. And it was great to see 550 new citizens being welcomed into our community. And would you guess, a large number of them were from India? And they were so happy to be here, and you can see they are hungry to contribute and to achieve and to take the opportunity that this nation can give. My own story is a migrant story of my dad coming from Germany, and he became a citizen in City Hall exactly 50 years ago this year. And so that migrant journey is important to me, and I see it just going forward with our local Indian community. Dr. Chalmers, he's very interested in productivity. And I would simply say that all of the nation's productivity problems would be solved if everyone worked like the Indian community works, and everyone had the entrepreneurial spirit of the Indian community. Our national productivity would rise incredibly. But I know with the the increase in migration and the growth of our local Indian community, that is happening naturally. So I wish you all a wonderful Republic Day. I wish you all a wonderful Australia Day. We are united as a country, no matter where we've come from, but it is hard to find two nations closer than Australia and India, and that will just get closer and closer in the future. I finally wanted to say, if any of you are interested in cricket, no, you're not interested in cricket. No. We had a great presentation today. We were able to present the Brisbane Heat with the championship certificate at the Queen Street Mall. And for me, I mean, look, the Australian team might not be doing so well, but it was great to see the Brisbane Heat succeed on Wednesday last night. So there is hope. There is hope. And it's a great way to start the year. Happy Australia Day. Happy Republic Day, ladies and gentlemen.
So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. You can head it first, and that's a wonderful speech there, and a very wonderful message from our Lord Mayor Adrian Srina. And as we know, at this point in time, the council is in caretaker mode as the elections are underway, and we will, soon find out about the new councillors and who the next term would be led by, and we're wishing all the best for all the candidates. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all we have time for you in this segment today. There's a lot happening out there in Brisbane during this weekend, so make sure that you are up to date with all the functions and events. One way to keep up to date is subscribe to Brisbane Indian Times EDM, and then you will get a notification every Friday. Here are some of the events.
everybody can sing Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining in the show today. And hope you have a very wonderful weekend. Don't forget, there's so much happening out there. Tonight is the Vietnamese Moon Festival, and Dr. Khong Bui and his team always do a wonderful job. Tomorrow, the mega night of Sunidhi Chauhan. We'd like to see you all there. Some tickets are still available. You can log on and get your seats if you so require. And it is going to be one mega show and held at the Brisbane Convention Centre. That will be one amazing show. And of course, the leading on into many other functions during the weekend, which are all taking place in Brisbane. Brisbane's abuzz with activities once again as we have now embarked into February. Well, until Monday, it's goodbye from us. We will see you then. It's always wonderful to have your company on the show. So take care, look after yourselves, stay safe, and have a wonderful weekend.